Rodney Coles, bringing information to our community. And today we have two guests on our program. But before I start our program, I wanted to first say a prayer to the families that's out there who have suffered with this virus, praying for all of our communities and praying for all our community leaders that's working out there over 24 hours a day to making sure the safety of our community. We want to give thanks from the Interfaith Clergy, Churches Outreach Network, as well as Community Insight Broadcast. Just want to say thank you to our mayor, our sheriff, our management, our emergency management, to our hospitals, to the clinics, to all of those, our health director, to all of y'all doing the work, firefighters, EMS, as well as our doctors and nurses. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. We wanted to first say that. And I do want to mention that we have a request and we have an organization that's helping us to get some masses out here to the community. And I do want to just mention just briefly about that. And they are looking for folks to be able to help to sew those masses. The name of the organization is Face Mass Worrying. That's the name. They're on the Facebook and the North Carolina Face Mass Worrying. They are working in 50 states as a network. They are working with us in Greenville, North Carolina. Of course, I'm going to give my number because we are setting up. They're going to need places for drop-off sites where they could drop those masses off. They're also going to need drivers, and also a few of those will be able to help sew them. And also for those who may have the certain fabrics that they have gotten donations to get some of these fabrics that we need to have masses on, and they're willing to help in their time. Their nonprofit is trying to help our community. And of course, everybody needs to help with donations because the vehicles do not drive out here to say in the name of Jesus. We need to go to the gas station and put some gas in them and things that we need. So please reach back towards me on this. We are trying to get masses, and I need the community help of us to getting these masses to give to the people, to give to the post office, give to the people that surround the community to help because the masses are short. So we got to go back to the old school. We got to make them back into the old school. My number here is 252-717-9600, 252-717-9600. Also, please go, if you're able to get on the website, go and to get on the e-blast because everything we're sending out is going to be on the e-blast regarding of hearing Congressman G.K. Butterfield. He be speaking. Our city councilors, whoever speaking will be there. Information about the grants and the money that's out here that you can do and get how you apply for it. All this information is going to be out there. We also doing a lot of the Zooming video conference, which is free for you to get this information. If you got your pen and paper ready, please go to the website and you go to U as an umbrella, N as in Nancy, 2015.org. Sign up on the e-blast so you get all the information. CUN 2015.org. You will get all the e-blasters, all information that we're having here. You will be able to get that same information about the masters and all the information. So right now, I want to bring on my first guest is the mayor of Robersonville, Mayor Brown. And Mayor Brown been doing a lot of work in her community, and I'm so honored to have her here. She ain't no stranger to me, and she ain't no stranger to the community. And first, Mayor Brown, welcome to Community Insight.
Thank you, Pastor Coles. Good morning, good afternoon, and thank you for extending the invitation to myself.
All right. Now, man, we know you're doing a whole lot out there, and I know you have what is happening in the Robersonville area? And, one of the things was mentioned this morning on television that we have some of the rural areas are really not getting the help that they need help with, and they just kind of being left behind. And could you just kind of update us what's happening in the area and also tell us what you're doing?
Okay. So yeah, as you know, most of the rural areas unfortunately can't get. There's a food shortage. We have demand, more people, and the increase of people coming to losing jobs, waiting for food stamps to be distributed. Small businesses, and so we have those folks coming, trying to get extra help, whether it's food, getting help with their utility bills, rent, things of that nature. So it's it's very difficult, especially during this time.
Yeah, and knowing that it's difficult, I mean, also it's always need for more food. There's also need because I know that you're driving so far out and the Outer Bank just to get whatever they have, and drivers and is it could someone donate to your guys monetary donations and if they can, how could they send it or how could we get the money to
Okay.
you if they need? Because we also need to have food, we need to have donations to continue coming in. I mean, money's not everything, but it goes there with oxygen. I'm telling you right now.
Absolutely. I can speak for my agency, which is Faith Community Outreach, and we're located in Martin County, the Robersonville area. My facility, we serve Martin County. We serve the whole western Martin County area, pretty much 400 people a week, covering Robersonville, Hamilton, and Oak City. Those are the 3 locations that we have. Unfortunately, there is we have to rent a vehicle, which is usually a U-Haul monthly, to go to Elizabeth City to the Food Bank of Albemarle. And I just want to say, before I go any further, to thank you for the Feeding America partnership and with the the Food Bank of Albemarle in Elizabeth City. Those folks have been working tirelessly to help the agencies get what they need as far as the food to help the community. So I just wanted to say thank you for all that they do. Miss Liz Reisner is the executive director. We have conference calls weekly to just keep agencies updated on what's going on, what the food bank is doing to try to meet everyone's needs, and then to find out what the agencies need from the food bank. So I just wanted to say that. But Martin County as a whole, there are several agencies there. A lot of them get food from the Food Bank of Albemarle, but transportation and trucks are hard to come by. So we, as an agency, rent a U-Haul every month, and that can be costly when you don't have that many donations coming in. Or during this crisis, donations are low. Not only for food banks, but for other agencies. So, yes, if anyone feel the need to either donate non-perishables, that is great. Rice, pasta, sauce, even things for the children, juice cups, fruit cups, dry cereal, oatmeal, those type of things that kind of stretches and helps families that's in between paychecks or food stamps or just waiting to get the stimulus package. That's another issue. But we try to do as much as we can. We've implemented a drive-through service for our pantry where the person drives up. We have everything in a box already pre-packed for them. They open up the trunk because we're not allowed to go inside the vehicles. So we put it in the trunk and they drive off, and that has been, actually, we love that system, and hopefully we'll be able to continue that part. But we serve about 400 people a week.
Wow.
And there has been an increase.
And it's amazing when you say that knowing that a lot of restaurants and then other businesses are getting funds to come in is going to be a little difficult. But I also will kind of put out there, if anybody hearing this message, they may have a van that is workable. We don't want something that we got to put a motor or transmission in. I mean, just take it to the graveyard. You know what I'm saying? But we got something that we can, use.
Absolutely.
A van, the big van, the way we have with a tow hitch, we be able to move some stuff that can help us, as well as making monetary donations. Because to get any type of van or anything here, we're not asking for a new one, but a decent one just to ride around gonna cost us close to $20,000. But whatever we can get to help towards that. But how will somebody make a monetary donation? How would they get in contact with you or getting that donation? Do you have anything where they could, send it through internet, or if you don't, is there an address that you want to give them or a contact number?
Okay. They can contact me at 252-377-3122. That's my number directly. Also, if you want to put a check or money order in the mail, our mailing address is P.O. Box 965, Robersonville, North Carolina, and the zip code is 27871. The name of the organization, again, is Faith Community Outreach, and we are located in Martin County in Robersonville.
Man, thank you so much. I'm coming back towards you. We have another guest on this broadcast. Her name is Miss Barbara Gaskins, and let me just tell you that her directions of things she's doing in Brooklyn County amazes me, and getting it done, and just a mover, a shaker. And you know what? If you got somebody who can shake, that's what you need. You don't need nobody who's going to be sitting there and standing still. I look at the world. The Earth is moving at 1,000 miles per minute and 67 kilometers. The question is why anyone standing still. Again, before I bring her on, I want to mention this to you again. Please get on the e-blast. Get your information. Get on the e-blast. Get the information to come to you. You go on that website, CUN2015.org. C as in cat, U as an umbrella, N as in Nancy, 2015.org. Again, Ms. Barbara Gaskins, welcome to the broadcast, Ms. Gaskins.
Thank you, Pastor Coles.
Yeah, and as I was just mentioning to the audience, the things that you do, one of the things I wanted to thank you for in the area doing in Brooklyn County, the re-entry and the resources that you have, that you're working with people as these men and women coming out of jail, because as you know, the system and they still letting them out. You know, so they have nowhere to go. And the work that you're doing and giving the resources, I know you had a meeting scheduled and you had a lot of folks there. You made it in the newspaper out there, the things you're doing. So I applaud you. To God be the glory what you're doing. Could you explain to the audience what you're doing and give us some information to the community?
Sure. Well, our main objective is helping those returning from incarceration, whether it be the county jail or DPS custody.
It's all right. It's coming out. Understand.
Everything is coming. We also work with Second Chance Alliance and ACLU, as well as UNC and DPS, to try to help these people with resources when they come out, so that they are less likely to recidivate and return to what they knew prior to going into incarceration. So giving them a new outlook on life.
Yeah, and that's one of the good things, because when they're coming out, they need these resources. I know we have a reentry group down here. Joyce Jones run it for years. I love her. Thank God for her and what she put in. She's tough, boy. I tell you, boy. You mess with Joyce Jones. Amen. But, we have a new director now. Is Dr. Sony, and they have the reentry counselor. I wanted to mention, like, as they coming out, I know that you're helping them with resources, helping them with places that you can help them to live at, and bringing information. And also, you are the representative for the crossing of the bridge that's down in your area. And I'm going to call it Mayor Brown in a minute, because she's the one in her area. Explain to us some of the things that we can help you with. Let's start with that first. I don't put too many questions on. What are some of the things that you need help with? Let's start with that first question.
I would say, as far as resources, being that we are still, in the rural areas and rural communities, we have several resources needed. Housing, there's clothing needed. Some people getting out, depending on their charge, they may not qualify for food stamps. So food resources.
So food. And what about, and let me just throw this. I don't make people think that I'm a person that just keep on talking about the same thing. But also, we need resources, because as these men and women get out, they need their resources. But also, we need to, when we go to these landlords, and I'm going to respect every landlord. They paying their mortgage to pay their bills. We can't ask the landlord, listen, could you put him up for free? We can't ask them that question. So, but that comes back that lays on you, knowing that you've been helping them, getting them into apartments and finding the resources. If someone want to make a contribution to help you with your ministry, how would they be able to do that? Because we need to have funds that come in. This is the reason why God kind of talk about, give first from you, 10%. God, listen, as long as we stay on the vision, we never got to worry about the provision. You know, a lot of people worry about the profit. I don't know how I'm going to do it. You know, we got to get grant money. Listen, depend on God, don't GOV. We spend on God. God will provide what you need if it's God's, it's His. And I'm gonna tell you something. When God wanted to close it up, then He will stop the provision. You do a walk away. It's over.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? That means He has enough assignment for you. But sometimes people stay on the same thing over and over and over again, and God told you to leave a long time ago, and God is not there. But when God is in the mix of His ministry, He wanted to be to support it and want people to support it. And that's one of the reasons I support what you're doing, because I see the vision there. I see what God is doing, you know, in the ministry that He placed in you. So let me just ask the question again for those didn't understand it. If someone want to make a monetary donation, how will they be able to get that monetary donation to you?
Sure. I can be reached at 252-495-3173. And then our office address is 719 West 15th Street, Washington, North Carolina, 27889.
Okay. And let me get back on one of the things you mentioned. You are working with the Second Chance Alliance, which is Portia Bright. She's a really sharp young lady. Thank God for her as well. Yes. I would say if you're the smartest one in your group, they get you a new group. Yes, amen, somebody. But let me finish this with, you're doing things with her with Second Chance, and then she's working with the whole Eastern part, and she's connected a lot of folks that we connect. Joyce Jones had something to do with that too. Yes, Dennis Gaddy and Darrell Ackerson, they have a lot of pitting this called Forward Justice and bringing information. I mean, not just that information you help them, because you have a lot of information you have. Could you just explain what you're doing with Portia?
Sure. Well, I help Second Chance Alliance with phone banking. One big thing that we are trying to push is the Senate Bill 582, the Second Chance Act. What that entails is that if you are convicted of a crime, once you do your time, you are upstanding citizen, then you have the, I guess, authorization, so to speak, to have that charge expunged. And if you have charges that were dismissed, then there is not a limit to the amount of charges that you can have dismissed. That is the bill that we are currently trying to push. And so if you get a phone call, please answer it and, get the word out.
And I'm so glad that you guys are doing it, because most people don't realize that as they re-enter back into our community, is that there's things that they're entitled to, and no one's telling them that.
That's true.
And not to even say if some of the resources we are bringing out towards the e-blast, and I might be sharing with y'all the first time. There's folks that we have helped to get their income tax thing done, where they get a part of that STEMIC program is coming through. So this all falls back into some of these men and women may be entitled to file due to terrible tax. We have an accountant on board to be able to look at these things. And I know the things you're doing down there, we're doing the same here to make sure to help them. And if there's other resources wants to say, hey, Ms. Gaston, how can I be a part? We do this, do that, because you are very open and allowing other resources in how we work together, because you understand team building. How would they be able to get in contact you again? I know you gave the number, but most people probably pen wasn't right. The pencil broke off by that time. You know how that thing works. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
If they want to come on, and also, would you able to come when it's ready, do a Zoom, a special Zoom for them? To talk about what you're doing, and then you have an event coming up soon, Mrs. Gass.
Yes, we
Could
do.
you give us that?
Sure. Well, we had a prior event. Every month we do a re-entry meeting that gives resources, that we meet with various community leaders, various state leaders, and the public is always invited. Originally, prior to the COVID, we were doing it monthly, face-to-face at Harvest Church. Now, COVID, we had a meeting scheduled, but it was canceled. But then I started getting calls from Department of Public Safety saying, they had people getting out, and, they still needed those resources. So I said, well, we got to continue. So on 4/23 at 1 p.m., we will be having a Zoom meeting for re-entry. And if you could give me a call to let me know that you are interested in attending, or you can hit me via email and I can send you the link.
Do you have an email address?
I do. It's B as in boy, D as in dog, Gaskins at bsu.edu.
Right. And you get your phone number. So one of the things we're going to make sure that on the e-blast, we're going to send that out. For those who listen to the broadcast, you said, well, listen, I didn't write it down. I couldn't catch it. She talked slow. She talked fast. My pen broke. Get on the e-blast. The e-blast is going to help you out better than you realize, because they're going to be able to give you the information about the meeting, the link to the Zoom to get on Zoom. Again, that email address, that website address to get on is CUN2015.org. The C is in cat, U as in onions, N for Nancy, 2015.org. We also going to have information regarding of this money that's coming down this area and what you need to do, and folks going to be helping you. Community Insight Broadcast is here to give you the information. It's up to you to get the information and to work with it. We are bringing people here to give you the information and all the resources there. Even clergy, we have information. We just had a meeting with all of them yesterday, getting them information. So we ask you to please go onto that site and get that information. Join on the e-blast, and that way you be able to get those information that you're hearing from this broadcast. And even this broadcast, you will hear about the broadcast. I'm coming back to my Mayor Brown, because I know we have Ms. Gaskins is working with Crossing the Bridge down there, and also she also went through a mentor training, and I also want to bring it to Martin County, and we have Mayor Brown. They're setting up, working with they're just setting up a small resources of information and working with them. So I just want to hear a little bit from Mayor Brown and what y'all guys plan on doing in Martin County in your area there. I know you got a lot of people that you're working with. Previously, you have a reentry counselor there, and we still working with Miss Sherry and just trying to see what we kind of rebuild, and it kind of gives an idea what y'all guys are doing.
Right. I suppose the main goal is to make our community stronger. In order to do that, we need to bring the resources to individuals to help them. As far as the reentry, yes, we are trying to rebuild or strengthen what is already established. We know that people are coming home from being incarcerated. They have no housing, they have no jobs. They can't get food stamps depending on the charges. And we want to help them and give them the tools, because we know that the more tools that they have, the stronger they are. And the stronger the individual is, the stronger our community is. So that with the reentry in Martin County, we want to just make it stronger, build it, and help people. There's some resources that are out there that may need extra people. We need doers. We don't need people just giving direction. We need doers. So the reentry is one. Jobs for Life is another program that we want to build in our county, Martin County, and other counties as well. We know that jobs, and especially now, unfortunately with the virus, a lot of jobs are closing or furlough and whatever have you. But again, Jobs for Life provides training for those individuals, not only for the ones that were incarcerated, but just the ones that's in the community. They need those soft skills. They need, just someone like a mentor to help guide them and take them through the process. So we want to bring those resources to Martin County, build them, make it stronger, to make a better community.
Man, thank you. You've been doing so much great work out there in your area there, and the work you're doing.
God.
Yeah, man. And it's true what you just said. Is really key of helping them with the Job for Life. That's another part. I believe that we all have maybe a flat tire, what the Lord is doing with us. And sometimes you get a flat tire to kind of rethink what you need to do and restructure what God has for us to do in our life. So I look at this as a temporary thing, but we do need is also bring the community more together. It's something about a storm. It's something about a storm, and the storm will make you trust in the Lord.
That's right.
It gets you to that scripture. Said, "Trust in the Lord, lean not to your own understanding." When you go into that storm, and He makes you order your step. Where you at with God? Are you organized? Are we organized? I mean, sometimes we could be doing work for God, but it's not of God.
That's right.
You understand? And God will bring you back to organize you, so he tried to say, oh, you organize. And he wanted to give everything to his son Jesus. He said, Jesus give us rest. Bring it all to him. He will give us rest. But, we're going to go through our trials. And like he said, my grace is sufficient, made perfect in your weakness. So sometimes everybody's seeing, well, we're going through this. And I know that there's some people in their homes and you're with your children could drive you crazy. And your husband could drive you crazy, or your wife could drive you crazy, or just being in our house could drive you crazy. We all go crazy sometimes, but that's the time to sit and hear from God.
Right.
Play that music. Turn off the TV. Put some gospel song on and do the WAP. Just enjoy yourself. And that's what it's like. God did not bring us here to suck on lemons and to eat prunes. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. So don't get distracted. Don't get frustrated. This too shall pass. It happened in 1918. It happened in 1958. And it's happened in 2020. This too should pass. And as we closing out, I want to thank the community. I want to thank everyone who's coming together. I want to thank the school system and the hard work they're doing, and the bus drivers. Don't leave them out. The UPS man who's still making deliveries, and the postman. I want to thank everybody in the leader structure is leading our community and working together. To God be the glory. We see you on our next broadcast.